don't remember ordering anything.
A few moments later.
Where the heck did this muddy package come from? What's all this water? Will, did you bring something over? There's a package covered in like mud and water on the counter.
You won't believe what I found. It was buried.
Oh my god. Where did you find that?
In the snow. It's a blast. And we gotta watch it.
Your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Welcome to the Space Jam.
All right, Caleb, are you ready for tonight?
No.
Oh,
There seems to be a giant green pipe underneath my chair.
really?
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's getting bigger.
That's weird.
What the? Oh my god!
We're just
brothers-in-laws, and Nerdholes our name. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If you're probably in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're not mean trolls, so you'll be hooked on the Nerdholes.
Thanks, Nerdholes. The only thing you didn't phase was my bank account. For nerdy service, call or text Nerdholes prop makers today at 929-555-NERD or reach us on the World Wide Web at tnhprops.com.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Yes.
wow, wow, wow. I cannot believe.
It's so crazy. Who will leave a pipe around here, huh?
I'm glad you're here, Caleb.
Oh no, my mustache.
Ah,
All right, now we have to be completely serious.
hey, Undergrounders. You're back with Nerdholes here. We're going to review the 1993 film Super Mario Brothers. It's based on Nintendo's Super Mario video game series, and it is directed by husband and wife team of Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jenkins, or Jankel. It was written by Parker Bennett, Terry Runte, and Ed Solomon. It follows brothers Mario, played by Bob Haskins, who was in several movies, but probably notably Mermaids with Cher. That was a popular movie.
Oh yeah.
Hook. He played Smee in Hook. He voiced I forget exactly what his name is. His name is Boris Gusinoff in Balto.
Oh yeah.
But most famously, he plays Detective Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
His brother Luigi, played by John Leguizamo, who notably has been in many, many movies as well. He was in the 1996 Romeo and Juliet movie. He was in a movie that a lot of people like. It's kind of like a cult classic. Is To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, where he plays like a man who dresses as a woman type thing. I don't know if it's like legit or he
Gotcha.
just does it. I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Yeah.
And but most notably, he voices Sid in the Ice Age movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, brothers Mario and Luigi are on a quest to rescue Princess Daisy, played by Samantha Mathis, who has been in a handful of movies, not quite as famous as the other two, but she did play, I think Krista is her name, in the 1992 hit Fern Gully,
Oh
The
yeah.
Last Rainforest. She plays the little fairy girl.
I just watched that not that long ago.
Yeah. And they are rescuing Princess Daisy from a dystopic parallel universe ruled by ruthless King Koopa. He's played by Dennis Hopper, who is an older actor who has been in a lot of respectable movies of his time, but probably most notably, he plays I had it Howard Payne in the 1994 movie Speed. He's the bad guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's like the mean, nasty cop doing all that stuff in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this movie cost between 42 to 48 million dollars to make.
It was all the sparklers.
Definitely was all the sparklers. And it only made $38.9 million in the box office. So it didn't even meet its budget. And then I'm going to give you here, same year, not the same time, because this came out in May of 93.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the top 5 movies of 1993. Number 5. So this is the perspective you're thinking about. This movie came out with these movies that year. Mrs. Doubtfire, Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
The Firm with Tom Cruise, the lawyer movie.
Based on John Grisham's book.
Yep. The Fugitive with Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 1 grossing movie of 1993 that made $338 million was Jurassic Park.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So how funny it is that this movie deals with the dystopian parallel dimension of, and these movies literally came out like weeks apart from each other. This came out in May. Jurassic Park came out in June. And you look at like the designs of things in this movie, and that was the thing I was holding back from you when we were watching it, is I didn't want to tell you like, hey, just to let you know, like Jurassic Park came out like 3 weeks after this movie came out. It's pretty crazy, right?
That is crazy. Yeah, I didn't even put that together when you said 93, because like I should have remembered 93 was the original Jurassic Park. Well, that just shows you what like the groundbreaking stuff that like ILM was doing.
Oh yeah,
like secretly, you know, they were like secretly doing CGI. This movie was all practical,
right? And that the funny thing is like you look at it and you're like, ugh. But honestly, that Yoshi animatronic thing really wasn't that bad.
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, not as good as Jurassic Park, but like still pretty decent for what it was.
Yeah,
so
it's probably because everybody who knew like dinosaur anatomy was working on Jurassic Park for like not that this movie had enough like a big enough budget to like hire those guys anyway, but
yeah.
I forget the actual guys who were working on that project that they had been doing like animatronic for like a long time.
Right.
They knew like dinosaur physiology and everything.
Yeah, it's interesting how what choices they made and what things they didn't stick with.
Mhm.
I was
They
trying to
made a,
think. I wanted to look up what was the thing that had like what was the game? Let me type in Mario game 1993. Just curious, what was like on shelves to buy?
Mm. Yeah, I don't know.
So 1993.
Probably
Okay, they
two.
are. Yeah. So Super Mario All Stars had come out. Had it come out yet? It had come out. Hadn't come out yet. It was in August. Was that
Hmm.
Super Mario Kart had like just come out? The original 92.
Unlike PC.
Yeah, the original Super Nintendo. It came out.
Mhm.
Super Mario World. So 1990 Super Mario World. Which I know I'll have to block my face, but like this.
No, I see it. Oh.
Okay. So um that came out in 91 for us in the States. And 2 years later, this movie. So the reality is there's not a lot of story in those first few games. It's
Mhm.
pretty much just like he is a
Yeah.
guy and you're running along and you're mashing random animal plant looking things. And there's not a lot of context.
Mhm.
So to me, the thing I don't quite understand, and obviously if we had the time and I cared, we could look into like what their rationale was. I'm sure there's some sort of documentation on it, but I just do not understand how they took something that simple, that boring essentially, and
Yeah.
turned it into
Yeah.
what if when the meteor came and struck the earth to destroy the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, that it somehow split the earth into two separate dimensions and
Yeah.
earth evolved the way it was supposed to modern day, and then the other way it evolved in dinosaurs became humans.
Mhm.
And then like you said, almost then 20 years before, somehow the barrier to these two realms is broken to bring the
Yeah.
mushroom princess to Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah.
and then 20 years later the fun begins.
Yeah, that was like right off the bat. You're like, okay, so like crazy like dinosaur split reality thing aside, it's like okay, so her mother brought the baby out into Brooklyn, and then like nobody went like after the baby for 20 years. And then
Right.
there's that line where they were like, oh well, the barrier was broke until they started, blowing up for that building,
Right.
essentially like the new construction. I was like, okay, so how did she get out the first time?
Right.
Unless like you're led to believe that she took a part of the meteor, which opened the portal, she got out, and then
Mm,
like so now
mm.
the meteor is out. But then I would assume that that would be open now
Right.
at
And so
all
how
times.
how did she get back?
Right.
Maybe she doesn't get back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she died or something.
Well,
I don't know.
but like if she takes the meteor chunk out, then that means that there had to be a way out on the other side. And if like before,
Oh, true.
but in for before it was like open through like construction, like there wouldn't have been.
You know what's interesting
Like,
though? That there's after she drops the baby off at the church or whatever they call it, Saint whatever.
mhm.
It shows her in the tunnel with lights like going back.
Yeah, the Goomba is behind her, right, and grabs her.
Yeah, was it
And that like,
Goombas?
yeah, it was one. I thought.
That's right. Yeah, somebody grabs it. Yeah. I forget. So somehow, but for yeah, like your set, like for 20 years they don't bother looking for her.
Yeah, like they didn't go look for that chunk of meteorite.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Well,
Yeah.
unless they were
They
like, unless Koopa was like specifically waiting for her to like come of age so that she could like whatever his plan was, like to rule, have her be the one that could open the portal.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know what his plan was.
I don't think they thought that deeply about it.
No, no.
So you and I were talking about how because there's not honestly like as a movie, it's weird and it's out of its mind and it feels like a strange 80s 90s movie that you can just kind of be like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie, it's really weird. But the
Mhm.
second you try to like staple like the Mario universe to it, you're like, none of this makes any sense, not even in a little bit. So there's not really
How,
like,
off the top of your head, do you know when like Mad Max came out? Wasn't that 80,
yeah, 80s, yeah,
80s? Because
yeah,
that's the vibe I got from this movie was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
beyond Thunderdome, and it's just
Hmm.
crazy New York and sparklers and everything was all spikes. And they're like, yeah, but
Yeah,
It's Mario Brothers. Everything's covered in
yeah. Everything was
cordyceps
like you
and
said, is either like metal or like barbed wire and spikes and neon lights. And you remember, oh, what is that movie? It's very similar to this, where they have like all of a sudden they cut to and it's like an underground area. It's is it Demolition Man
probably.
with the Stallone movie where they cut and it's like the underground people and it's like
Oh,
yeah, I can't remember the movie, but it might be
yeah, it
Demolition
might be
Man where
Demolition
it's
Man.
Stallone. It's like very very reminiscent of that where it's just like it's another world, another place where
Yeah.
there's just like madness happening. And it's so funny because it's like when you look in the background, there's like Thwomps, the Thwomp name, and like Bullet Bill, and all the characters, right? Like they
Mhm.
had Iggy and Spike and
Mhm.
Big Bertha,
Yeah,
and
they were there.
You had Peach in it, you know, like she was Mario's girlfriend from Brooklyn.
Oh, that was her name? I never like heard her name.
I think he called her Peach. Like I think her name was like Valentina, but I
Yeah,
think
but he called her
or
Peach.
Daniela maybe. And but he called her
Louis.
Peach as like a nickname.
Hmm.
I think so, if I remember correctly.
You know what? This movie, it literally feels like they wrote a movie, like a weird movie, and then like
Yeah.
they got like a partnership with like Nintendo or something, and they just were like, "Eh, we'll just call things certain things, and it'll be fine."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing
It's so weird.
I thought too that I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but then I was like,
No, it's not.
is this a thing that they're actually doing? Because like in actual Mario like universe, Luigi's like princess girlfriend is Daisy,
Hmm.
and this is Princess Daisy, and it was
Yeah.
his girlfriend in the movie, and I was like, are they actually doing that, or are they just like, or is it just like a happy coincidence? Because I don't even know if Daisy was like introduced in the Mario games that early on.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It said 89.
Oh, she was really that early? Wow, wow, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she debuted in 1989 Super Mario Land,
Wow.
and she was
So
the
I guess I
ruler of Sarasaland. Yeah.
hmm.
So yeah, I
Okay, well I
guess
guess maybe it wasn't a happy accident. Maybe they actually did
it's just like
something.
they pulled names.
Yeah.
But like going back to kind of like your thing, like why of all like the Mario games that had been out, like why did they
Right.
choose like Koopa to be like the big bad guy?
Right, right.
When Bowser has been the big villain since like game one. Like you're in
Right, right.
Bowser's castle.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
So it's so weird.
Yeah. Well,
And then for
King
every character that like does exist that they pulled names from, then there's like all these like handful of characters that are like they're just nobody. They're just people. Like Koopa's like
mm,
girl friend or whatever she was. She's like a nobody. She's not like a character, like a real like video game character.
Yeah. So that is Bowser.
Oh,
They're all called Koopas, and he's King
oh,
Koopa.
that's his. Okay, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
super familiar with my
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
lore. So that is so okay. All right. Well, I guess
So
that
he
makes
has,
a little bit.
yeah. I get you though, because
I've
it's
just
like,
always
well,
known
honestly,
him as yeah.
well, I was gonna say, how would you honestly know? He's not like a turtle shell dragon monster.
Well,
He's he's like a weird hairdo guy who's germophobic. Like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
What does that have to, like, where did they get that from? How do you do these things? Like, there's no, to me, okay, you and I are looking at this thing. We want to do a live action Mario movie. We don't have the money to make an animated movie. Right? We don't want it to be a cartoon. We're gonna pay actors to do this thing. To me, the easiest thing to do is to do what they did in Tron. Is you have Mario and Luigi as plumbers, as they are in New York City or wherever you want them to be. And Luigi, like he said in the thing, he plays video games. And one night, something happens. They get weird chemicals on their overalls working at some place.
Toxic sludge,
Like right?
every '80s movie. Yeah.
Every 80s movie. And they come home and the sludge drips haphazardly into the Super Nintendo. And then Luigi, late at night, he plays it. He gets sucked into the game. Mario comes downstairs in the morning for breakfast. Luigi's missing. He doesn't know what's going on. And then somehow, blah, blah, blah. He gets sucked into the thing. And now it's those two guys in the Super Mario world. And you just deal with, these are the live action guys, and you just try your best to make everything live action. You make it either puppets or animatronics or whatever. And it's these two guys trying to get out of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And along the way, then at the end you can get your happy thing. They find Peach and Daisy. They're fake video game characters, but they have this other secret way to get back. They find a way to get back to the real world because this has happened before in other video games. And then they take Peach and Daisy, and when they pop back up in the living room of Mario and Luigi's apartment, they're like real women. They're not like cartoon things or whatever. You know what I mean? And now ends the movie. They're all happy, and then you can have your ending of like, oh, but is Bowser actually dead? Like, he's gonna now come into the real world. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just not.
There's a lot of choices that could have been made, I think.
Yeah, I don't understand the dystopia, the parallel dimension thing, the heaviness of like evolving and de-evolving, like how thematic it was to everything, like how much it mattered.
That was a time period too, like even in like society where like nobody really was like teaching evolution.
Right.
The idea of evolution was not like a mainstream like scientific theory.
Right.
So it was like so weird that this movie was like, and if like he had all these stupid henchmen, but like you could also like reverse the machine to like make people smarter. You could like evolve people's brains,
like advance them or something. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
To me, like, whatever. So like, Mario, Luigi, fine. Koopa, fine. But the simple design of like the Goombas, I just don't get. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. So
I get that you want to make them like tall and like big, like menacing henchmen.
Right.
But like the idea of like devolving their brain also makes them like have this tiny little head. When we know that like dinosaurs had huge heads and little tiny brains inside.
Right.
So like why would their whole head shrink to this little tiny?
Especially when the Mario Brothers do it to Koopa at the end of the movie and he gets bigger. His head gets like bigger.
Yeah.
He gets like larger like a dinosaur. Yeah.
It's just such a weird design and it's just I don't know. And you couldn't even have painted like Yoshi to be green. He had to be yellow. Like Just paint him green.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he kept his
It is.
tongue.
Yeah. The thing that was funny about it too was it's like why did they I don't know, just the whole like Goombas, like you're saying, are these little triangle dudes with like tiny little feet with these like, you know, kind of like ogre mouths.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
They're like little mushroom guys.
Yeah, little mushroom dudes, like brown little mushrooms.
They're like
And it's
they're
like-
like fungus minions.
It's like, you know what? We should make them like 7 foot tall trench coat, like potato shrunken head guys, like lizard guys. You're like, should we? Like, absolutely.
That's the thing that always like fascinates me. So like that's a plan, that's a design. It goes through production. It goes to the prop department. And the guys make the sculpt, the head sculpt, the animatronic.
Right.
They make one, and the people directing are like, nailed it. I want 10 more of those. Like nobody was like, this looks really dumb. I gotta tell you, this looks really dumb.
Like how many people it probably passed to do that?
Obviously, the
Yeah.
prop guy's not gonna say anything, right? He's getting a check. That's his job. But he has no say. The director says, I want it to look like this. You make it look like that. Prop guy's got nothing to do with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's everybody above the prop guy. It's the visual effects guy, it's the sound, it's the director, they're like, yeah, beautiful.
How many people okayed it before it got greenlit? Yeah.
I would like to hear an interview with the assistant director now. Like, because like you looked up, he's like he works for like Marvel Studios and like Disney.
Yeah, he's like an executive producer on like everything. MCU,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Luis D'Esposito. He's literally, I mean, if you look up Iron Man to whatever just came out, Ant-Man,
Yeah,
his name's on it. And his name's on this. And it wasn't like he was the key grip, like he was just like, he was new in Hollywood and he was getting his chops in.
no,
Like, no, he was like a producer to this film.
Mhm.
And it's like, I don't want a garbage on it. Like it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It is not the worst thing I've ever seen. Not even close. It's just like it's just the second you try to make a comparison to the Mario games. It's like,
yeah, that's
what? Like, this is the closest it gets. He has a red hat and a mustache and blue overalls. That's it.
I think we look better with in our polos and our hats for our
Really?
intro.
I know.
I love
So I don't know. It's a
weird.
it's sad that like it's not even for me, it's not even one of those like you love to hate it movies where it's just like, it's not that great, but it's still fun to watch because it's terrible and it makes you laugh. I just like the whole time I was watching it, I was just thinking like, this is a chore. This is like a chore to sit here and like try to like find something to like latch onto to like enjoy. The only thing you and I think we both agreed on is that you and I both liked the car, like how they made the cars look.
I like some of the design, some of the city design aspect of this.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
dystopian. So like the police car was cool because it was, you know, Mad
Yeah.
Max
With
inspired.
the-
Had a ram
The
in the
scoop
front.
in the front. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But like there's simple things in the movie that like, so like the scene would play out and you and I would be like, well, why does that work like that? So like we're not even paying attention to the next scene because we're like, why do the police cars have to be like grounded on the grate to like pick up electricity, or like is it the braking system? The first time you see
Right.
the cop car, he comes sliding in at like full speed, and then when he comes into the police station, it's like an airplane on a battleship.
Oh,
They throw the lead out and it like catches the back and like slows it down. And then there's a scene where Mario's driving later and he's like, oh, there's no brakes. So it's like, so why in this universe is there
like
there's no
why
brakes
is-
and like the cars have to be grounded with like that fin thing on the metal roof? Like,
Right.
why is it that way? They don't explain it. Why? I don't
Nope.
understand.
Nope.
Just like, no, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the same thing as like why when President or King Koopa de-evolves Daisy's dad, whatever he was
Yeah.
called. The
Why does he
the
turn into a
king.
mushroom?
Like, why does he turn into a giant fungus mushroom
know.
monstrosity that spreads through the whole city? Like, it was everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. I don't know.
You know, it's funny. I
And
don't
that-
think I didn't think about it until I left later. I don't think in that movie, I don't think Mario or Luigi ever eat a mushroom.
No.
He takes it, and I almost thought like maybe they were like, you know what? Let's not show them eating mushrooms because then kids are going to be like nice. You know,
That's
because a
probably true.
video game is one thing, but real looking mushrooms on live
Mhm.
action, that's a different story.
But they can have bombs.
Yeah, well, wind up bombs. Like,
You
nobody
know,
can
you know,
make those.
you know. The other thing is that he never did. Mario
Hmm.
never used one of those fireball launchers. Those
True.
guns. He never
Yeah.
shot fireballs.
No. They also they got the jumping thing down with the boots, but they never got also like getting bigger, right? That was like that's a huge mechanic to the Mario things is getting like your size changes, you know.
Well, they could have had like one scene too where like they first tried the boots and they like jumped and like hit the ceiling to show like how like in the game you're jumping headfirst into blocks all the time.
Yeah, like hit the thing and then have like money pour out like they hit a bank or something.
Yeah, that would have been
Like,
good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, just silly things like that. You honestly, you and I who don't know much about the Mario universe could
Yeah.
write a better Mario movie, live action. Maybe that's the long-term goal of
Oh my
the
god.
Nerd Holes is a fully fledged 145-minute Super Mario Brothers live action film.
Yeah.
I got
That
it.
sounds great.
That sounds great.
Do 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 do.
The one thing you've always wanted to do, not like Star Wars or anything like
No, it's
you
always
know,
been
cool.
This has always been my calling. Mario, live action Mario.
Yeah, it's your favorite video game character followed by your favorite thing, which is video game adaptations. It's like, whew,
And my favorite company, which is Nintendo.
no, beautiful. Yeah, I'm so glad
My,
we're
my favorite video game company that's very diverse.
very
Zelda,
diverse.
Mario,
Pokemon.
I don't say anything bad about Pokemon, but it is.
Ah,
I like all the. Don't get me wrong. I like all three franchises. Like
Oh,
like,
yeah,
a
same.
lot. But it's just like every year there's 3 new Mario Brothers. You know,
yeah,
they re-release stuff all the time too.
it's like Madden and Call of Duty. It's like the same stuff.
Yeah,
It's like they update some things, they change some things, but for the most part, it's the same stuff over and over again.
like it, and they've been doing a great job with like Zelda games. You know,
Yeah, I
Breath of
guess.
the
Yeah,
Wild
I
was
haven't played any
crazy.
new stuff, but I hear they're good. Yeah.
Why haven't we seen a live action Zelda movie?
I don't know. Kind of writes itself. It seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, because we have the Lord.
You
of the
know,
Rings.
honestly, probably. I mean, not to be silly, but probably things like this ruined that chance.
No, absolutely.
Because like if this made because it's right Mario. Like everybody, like our parents played Mario. You know what I mean? Like it was a multi-generational thing. It wasn't just like little
Yeah.
kids played video games.
Yeah.
And to me, I think if this movie made like double the amount, let's say it made $80 million at the box office, you'd get Mario 2. You probably would get other Nintendo games, live action Nintendo games. But because this didn't even meet the budget, it was millions of dollars short of the budget. They were like, well, this isn't happening.
Yeah, so they just seeded it. They saw it as like, well, the name can't carry itself, but like not realizing that it was like the movie itself.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because like
And nothing-
say like we were old enough in '93
Mhm.
to like see the trailer on TV. Like we played
Yeah.
Mario Brothers every day after school. You see the
Right.
trailer. I feel like even then we would have been like, "What the heck is this?
Oh
This
yeah.
looks awful. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to see this."
Yeah, I'm sure any of our younger viewers who watch this like seeing this as Mario. I don't think they're like, that's totally Mario.
I believe that guy's name is Mario. But that ain't
Yeah, oh
Mario.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
ain't
That's
ain't
not a
Mario.
stretch. That ain't Mario. Yeah.
Oh man.
So without like belaboring it, because like honestly, it's been fun to do all this extra stuff. Like you made these things.
Yeah.
We filmed all the extra stuff. Like that's what was fun. That's what made this fun. I
Yeah.
knew this part wasn't going to be excellent because the movie's
Mhm.
rough. But like for the wrong reason. It's not like it's a bad movie. It's a bad Mario movie.
Well, let's just say like I knew this movie was bad, but I was more excited to like do this and watch this movie than I was when I knew we had to watch Attack of the Clones. And I'm being serious. I'm not being like a
Oh,
Star Wars hater.
that's
but, like,
funny.
but
That's
right
funny.
now, if I had the choice right now to watch Mario Brothers again or watch Clone Wars, Mario Brothers all day. I'd put Mario Brothers in.
Yeah.
Not even no, it's not even a debate.
Yeah.
All day would I would rather watch.
Yeah. I agree. I would rather laugh and have a good time watching this again then.
Yeah, because you
Because
can sit there.
it did make me
'cause-
laugh. It was,
Yeah, I mean, we basically watched it like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
yeah.
You know, Attack of the Clones, you really can't. It's just so awkward. It's not even funny to like joke about it because it's just such a joke in itself. That you're just like, oh, you just sit there like this. You're just like cringing. You're like, oh god.
It's true. It's true. Well, yeah. But so the whole point of all of this, because now we're here. We've done Sonic 1, we've done Sonic 2. And now here we are, this movie, which is done. So going forward,
This is the least we've
real-
ever talked about a movie, by the way.
oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say. There's just nothing to say. But going forward, the great thing is there is no way that Illumination Studios' Super Mario Brothers movie comes even close to this film.
No.
Literally, the trailer is more Mario than anything in this movie.
I hope
And-
I hope it's the same exact thing, just animated. How funny would that be if it like starts off and it's like millions of years ago, the dinosaurs.
And then it's him falling through the dimension. So this is the thing I want everybody to remember. I love Bob Hoskins. I love him. I think he's a great actor. He's a great character actor. He's beautiful in this movie. But I want everybody to remember this Mario, or being upset that Chris Pratt voices Mario. Just that's all I gotta say.
What if Bob Hopkins voiced animated Mario?
I would be fine.
I'd
be
like
fine.
it.
Yeah, I'd be fine. He sadly passed away like 9 years ago, but
Well, that would probably be a problem then.
yeah.
They just use his
Yeah.
lines from the movie.
I honestly
our rent is 3 months out of due, Luigi.
don't you hope? So they already showed that trailer thing that we were basing our stuff off of is from the Super Mario Super Show, which is like a kids show that wasn't super great.
Bad animation.
I honestly hope in some capacity they make a reference to this movie just for the sake of people like you and I who were kids and had to watch this movie, and then kids this generation getting this movie that's coming out, this other movie. It's like this is the content we had as children. Like we didn't have other things.
I think they might. But I also think they maybe just kind of want to forget that this even existed. They kind of do, because like that commercial, like the Mario Brothers plumbing commercial is a direct like rip off of the Super Show.
Yeah.
But they're also using that now as like that's legitimately like Mario and Luigi's business in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the newer trailers kind of show that like they're real people in Brooklyn, like working, they're real plumbers. And then they get sucked into Mushroom Kingdom.
Right.
So it's kind of the same. So like that theme in itself is kind of like a play on this movie where it's like, no, they're real plumbers in Brooklyn, and then they get sucked into this dimension. So
Right.
it's already kind of like, yeah, they're kind of like hinting
Yeah.
towards like this movie in a way,
Yeah.
weird way. But I would hope they do some kind of weird reference or something, you know.
Just something. Just something. Anything. I'll take it. Even if like John Leguizamo comes back and he's playing like Luigi's dad or something. Like, you know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
anything like that. Because sadly, Dennis Hopper also passed away, who played Koopa. So the only people like alive are Luigi and Princess Daisy, like who are the main cast.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just, oh man, I did just for it's just, I wish they would do something. They might.
I don't
Like
know
you
what they
said.
could. I don't know what they could put in there that would be like not like crazy out of place, considering it's so much like. It's so
I think
weird.
honestly, probably the best place to put it is in the beginning, like you're talking about. Like the van is that number from their like the number on their van is the one from this movie, or like they make a reference to like, oh man, they're building this. What is it like Scaleri or Scapelli?
Scapelli, yeah.
It's like Scapelli Construction is doing something, or they're competing with the Scapelli brothers or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anything like that would be, I would be more than happy with.
I think they're going to get into Mushroom Kingdom pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This movie took a long time to get into like the other dimension.
Yeah, I think it was like, I literally looked down at my watch. I think literally it was like 25, 30 minutes until those guys kidnap her, Iggy and Spike. Kidnap her. I don't think they literally almost 40 minutes into the movie, you get Mario and Luigi inside the whatever that was called.
Yeah, I mean they're going out to dinner and they're doing plumbing jobs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think that you and I laughed about too was the acting, right? Like he'd put the thing up and then he'd be like, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because like when he's tightening that flange,
Yeah.
this circular pipe with a circular pipe on the bottom, they meet in the middle and it's got bolt here and nut on the bottom.
Right.
And he like puts the wrench on the side and he legitimately like covers the wrench with his hand so you can't see that he's not actually like ratcheting anything, and he's like, I'll tighten it.
I'll take care of that.
All right. And Luigi had to like go get Mario.
Yeah.
And they were like
no
flooding
idea
that.
what he's doing.
He's like, I've never seen pipes or like any of this stuff before. He's like a plumbing apprentice, you know?
Yeah. It was like the writers were like,
Tighten.
how do we get Mario into the weird area in the construction? He just runs back. He's 2 minutes up the road from this construction site.
Yeah. Wasn't flooded.
Yeah.
Wasn't flooded by the time they got back.
No. And the funny thing is, ready for this little brain burner? They're at the construction site. It's not super flooded by the time they get back with Mario. They're like, oh no, I got to get Mario. He goes and gets him. He comes right back within minutes. But when their van breaks down and the lady walks from the construction site to the payphone, which is quite a walk away, and their van is broken down, Mario is upset that he has to go into that convenience store and pay $3 for water when they won't give him tap water. And it's like, yeah, but why didn't you just walk to your house? Because that's apparently right there too, to just get water from your house. It's because they're not that close.
So like you said, it's a definite way to like get Mario there.
Yeah, it's just yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
And Toad is like such a throwaway character too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh man, Toad's in this. That's funny. Like he's not Toad at all, but I also was like, oh neat too, and then immediately not.
Turned into a Goomba. And they never they could have at least like showed at the end like them like turning him back into Toad.
No.
They just left him. So he was the only Goomba that like could play the harmonica. And also they shot fireballs on fire for half the movie. Like, all right.
I also like to remember how you and I were like, okay, so now they're smarter, and then immediately they get in that car thing, Iggy and Spike, and they just go immediately off the road. And it's like, I thought they were super intelligent.
All he did is start talking like Vulcans.
Well, that's
right.
actually that's illogical to do these
That's
things.
what
And he's
we're
like,
going
I can't drive.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah. So all in all, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 10 out of 10 mushrooms I recommend.
It's a blast.
Yeah, read what it says on the back too.
Oh,
You'll enjoy what the quote on the back of the box is.
Eye-popping special effects
Oh,
by
beautiful.
60-second preview. That's a quote by 60-second preview. They're not even around anymore.
yeah, where are they?
Nowhere. Oh my god. Wow.
Eye popping special effects. 3 weeks before Jurassic Park came out. Yeah, Caleb's not making it up. Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah, my eyes popped when I saw him. Don't worry about it.
whoa. Like the mask
And there's
roll
Yoshi.
around in your head. Yep.
There's the Mario Bros. Yeah, and how stupid is it that both their last name is Mario?
Yeah.
Like it's Luigi Mario. This is Mario. Shut up. Like, no, if anything, your last name is Bros.
It would be really funny if he was like, come on, Giuseppe, let's go. And they'd be like, it's Giuseppe Mario and Luigi Mario and the Mario Brothers. You know, it's really funny.
The guys on the cover don't even look like the actors.
No.
Like they kind of do, but not really. It's a blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
This ain't no game. There's a live action thrill ride, baby. Oh boy. Yeah, so I was like, whenever we go to like watch a movie or review something, we're always like, okay, so what's it on? Is it on Hulu? Is it on Netflix?
Oh yeah.
I gotta like rent it from like YouTube for $3. This movie has been like scrubbed from the internet. Like you can't even stream it. You can't even like rent it on streaming. So I went on to good old Amazon and I bought this bad boy for $4.
And it's not even on Blu-ray. They don't even make it on
they,
Blu-ray.
They never transferred it over to Blu-ray.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Everything is on Blu-ray. Like everything.
Yeah.
Because now 4K is the thing, right? So it's like, who cares?
Yeah. And what else is crazy is I buried this. Yeah, here it is.
And I found it.
Yeah, here we are. I tried to scrub.
You tried. I'll always find it.
Oh god.
Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Yeah. So yeah. Perfect 10 out of 10.
10. I give it 5 meatballs and 4 mushrooms. Caleb will be so generous and he'll put a explanation of how that rating system works right here, right down there. Yep.
What did you say? 5 meatballs?
Right, it's like 5 meatballs.
5 meatballs.
And 4 mushrooms.
And 4 mushrooms.
Yeah.
I give it 5 cannolis.
Wow.
No mushrooms.
0 mushrooms. 0 out of 4 mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god.
So next time you'll see us, we'll be happily reviewing an actual Mario movie.
Yay.
Yay. So we hope I hope our younger viewers have enjoyed the new intro and our new digs into more like I don't say family friendly, but just more like younger person content.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't really talked about that like openly on these, but Sonic 2 just came out. By the time you're seeing this, probably a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Somebody will edit this. But
Yeah.
So like our new intro is like anytime we're gonna do like animated movie or like a kid friendly movie or like movies from our childhood, we'll be using like the new Nerd Holes intro, which is like our favorite like things is when we were kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun to make that intro.
Yeah, it was. It's good to have different like things for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Get to come up with new intros.
Yeah, it makes me want to do more like stuff from my childhood. Like on Nerd Holes.
Absolutely.
Do like Pokemon card openings and stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
You did a card pack opening recently.
I did. A very special card pack opening.
Very special. Look at all these.
Ready to fly.
I keep forgetting them, give them out to everybody.
It's okay. We'll get them eventually.
Yeah, these were fun. I don't know. It's like I'm a kid from the 90s, so like I love cards, like trading cards and stuff. So if you guys like haven't checked out like on Will's channel, we do every other week we do Star Trek RPG. So I guess and a couple buddies we all get together and we play this Star Trek game. So I don't know. I get like kind of crazy and I made like full like trading card packs. And they were pretty fun.
They're pretty fun. They're pretty unique and pretty different and pretty interesting.
I should probably put together like a little video of like how I went about like doing it.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of videos on YouTube, but it's never stopped me before.
So this is for your channel.
It's fun to make your own cards and stuff. And even if you're not like a great artist, and I am by no means a great artist, it's fun to make your own like trading cards.
Make your own stuff. Plus visual representation of imaginary things, like things that are solely in your head. Like there's not even like slightly a visual component to it, really. I mean, you can like you understand what certain species of Star Trek look like based off of the television series or the movies, but it's like our characters, like you without a visual representation, like right? Like if I describe a character, it's your imagination makes him look different than what somebody else playing the game would think too. So
yeah, right.
Which is part of the fun, but at the same time, like he or she does have a specific look. Like in my mind, like as the creator. So
yeah, it's hard. Even like if people like give you like very detailed like descriptions of like their character.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, like I'm not great at drawing people. Like that's not my strong suit, like at all.
Sure. You do really good. I mean, better than I can whip up.
It's passable. They're passable. I use a lot of reference images and I do a lot of like tracing, like for faces.
Sure.
When you have to get into like drawing different angles, like faces, like I watch YouTube videos all the time of like, okay, so you draw this face straight on, then you draw it at quarter, then you draw it at like full half. It's like how do you make it look like the same face consistently? Like if I draw a face this way, these features are all different to me, and like it looks like a completely different person.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's so like,
which is kind of true because like you don't always look the same when you look,
you look different.
Yeah, so I mean,
but having it be consistent is, I'm much more comfortable making like inscription stuff.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
Cartoony.
Yeah, like I'd rather draw this stuff like all day. These like inscription stuff. I never did. I wanted to make like a full deck of these,
Oh yeah.
but that game was kind of not designed to like play cards like by hand because the deck is always like evolving and changing.
Yeah. Sure.
You have to like really base it out from the actual game. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're not talking about trading cards right now. We're talking about the Mario Bros.
That's all right. That is okay. That's what makes
I
us
just
the
get-
nerd holes.
I just get excited and I'd rather talk about trading cards than whatever that was.
Let's go. Yeah. So
Ah,
well, we did it. We knocked another one out. And I look forward to seeing everybody's reactions to our friends and family seeing all the extra videos we've made for this thing, all the time and work we put into it,
lots of time and work. I'll put them in the intro, but I'll also probably do them like as like separate like one-off videos on the channel too.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Like
so
make it
they're
as a
there.
short, because shorts are really popular. You should make the nerd hole song like a short on your channel, because those are really popular.
Yeah, I should do that. That'd be good.
Yeah. Get people to come and check out your thing just based off of that. Oh, a spicy meatball.
Come for the Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Stay for the brothers. Come for the Mario, stay for the brothers. So, you have been watching another special edition of the Nerd Holes podcast. We want you to like, comment, and subscribe to the Plastic Underground, where more foolish content like this between him and I will be here. But there will be some serious content too, as he makes cool little foam things and 3D printed things, like this guy. Oh
yeah. Wow, from like on, not to like toot my own horn, but like on the computer, that actually looks like he bought that. Like, it looks like a minifig. Fireball.
So ring that bell for notification. I gotta wear it backwards for John Leguizamo.
Oh my god.
And
And shout out to all the Italians and all the plumbers, and especially the Italian plumbers
who live in Brooklyn. Yeah. So
there's like 3.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot more than that, I'm sure.
They don't live in Brooklyn anymore.
No, they live in Queens.
Yeah.
So we're wearing these to the movie, right?
I'm definitely bringing the hat. I'm definitely wearing the shirt and the hat. I don't know if I'm going to wear the mustache. That I might on the way in and then take it off on the way out, just to be like, "What's up?" but I specifically will be like, "Hey, I gotta get that. I'll go up to the person at the window to get the ticket. I won't do like and I'll just be like, one, yeah,
2 for Pets, Secret Life of Pets 2, please.
right, exactly. 2 to John Wick.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy in the movie theater? He's dressed as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
He's like wearing a full Spider-Man costume, and he's like, 1, please. And the person's like, for what? And he's like, like, what do you think?
Yeah. I wonder how cool our local people would be with me just coming up and saying, "Yeah, I'd like 1, please," and dressed as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can wear the hat in public.
That's okay. I understand.
I can wear 2. I'll wear them for you. I'll wear it for you.
You can wear it in the darkness of the theater.
If it was like specifically like an M, maybe. But like because it's like custom to like me, it's like so much more like so much more like everybody's like what's C?
Yeah.
It's none of your business, C.
I'll tell you this. The funny thing was, right before I left, I had this in my hand, and my mom was picking up Adri. And she was like, "Yeah, I saw that picture," and she goes, "I had to ask Adri what the W was," because she's like, Mario and Luigi, like what? I don't get it. And
These
Adri
kids,
was like,
these idiots don't know how to spell.
yeah, like it's his name, and she was just like, "Oh." Like, yeah. So then she told me that, and I was like, yeah, it's just my name, Mom. Remember me?
Your boy, Ouija.
I know you and Dad wanted to name me Luigi, but
Ouija.
yeah. So, all right.
Cool.
This podcast cannot last more than an hour and 45 minutes. Because that's the length of the movie, and I need it to not be that long because it doesn't deserve that much to talk about it.
We can cut all this out. I mean, we could have made this 20 minutes. We literally just came on and be like, hey, yeah, so we just watched that movie. I don't recommend it. So anyway, see you guys next week.
I wanted to cut to you just saying like, yeah, so we saw, I'll say, oh, so we just watched the Super Mario Bros. And then it just cuts to you on the porch vomiting on the side. And then it's like, ba, 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 and it's just like the credits roll.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a video like how I made the hat and mustaches too. I think it'll come out after this video.
It'd be good.
Yeah, I figured if I'm making them, why not film them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got the pattern from a another cool like prop maker that I like.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, they came out pretty good.
They did. I mean, they fit perfectly, and like also they have that nice like dippy, like smushy feeling, like the hats look like on the cartoons.
So I tried a couple other patterns, and there was not one that I liked. This like specific shape.
Yeah.
Like this part down here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a very specific, like it's very like cartoony.
Yes. Yes.
And like no other pattern I found had that, but yeah, I found one.
Yeah.
It was well worth it.
Oh yeah, it's totally. Honestly, it's like really funny and like decent. Like it's not like it's silly that we're wearing them when we look silly with them on, but like it's only because it's so good that it makes it like really funny. That's honestly how I feel about it. Is like it's not just like, oh well, you know, whatever. It's like no, it's goofy because we look like the Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And anybody can go out and buy a fake mustache, but if you make your own mustache out of foam, it really sells that like cartoony.
Oh yeah,
cartoony look.
Yeah,
and it's funny how like after we filmed everything, you were like, "Hey, Luigi has a different mustache," and I made two like identical like Mario mustaches, and Luigi's is like one loop.
Yeah, it's like and it comes out. It's like a teardrop. It's like a sideways teardrop.
So this is technically Mario's. So maybe when I throw the pattern for this I'll make like a Luigi one.
Yeah, then you'll give me that Luigi one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess I'm gonna give you.
Yeah. That's where it ends right there.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for staying for the nerds and coming for the holes.
Hail King Koopa.
powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Welcome to the Space Jam.